My name is Madison Barra, and welcome to my podcast, where it's all about teaching you how to lose weight, keep it off, and actually enjoy the process. I've lost over 70 pounds, and these are the failures and lessons I've learned along the way. Hope you enjoy and subscribe. Now, today's topic is going to be 2 rules for when you fall off. 2 rules for when you fall off your diet. Now, I made a YouTube video on this a while ago and just kind of briefly going over it. So I wanted to expand on it today because I got quite a few messages and comments to actually expand on this topic. So I thought this would be really helpful for you ladies. So without further delay, let's dive in. All right. So I think, as humans, as women, we can bond over a lot of different things that make us connected, right? And I think one of them, the biggest one, is that we all struggle to stay on track and be healthy sometimes. That is just kind of the universal struggle, especially among women. Just, it's hard. And it's inevitable, right? It is inevitable. Something is going to happen where you mess up and you fall off and you can't stay on track. Okay. That is just how this works. And also that is what makes this so worth it too, when you can say you made it past all this hard stuff, because it really wouldn't be worth it and you wouldn't appreciate it if I just snapped my fingers and you lost the weight. Now, having said that, there are 2 big mistakes that I see happening all of the time when you fall off. And I want to reiterate this. You are going to fall off. Get it in your head. It is going to happen. When it happens, okay, these are 2 things that you should not be doing because it will make the situation worse. And in the moment, we already feel pretty crappy, right? Remember the last time it happened, there's usually shame, there's usually guilt, there's usually embarrassment, maybe even disappointment in yourself, a lack of hope, maybe even like that screw it mentality of like, I'll wait till next week, or maybe to the extreme, depending on how low you get, I'm never going to get there. What's the point? Right? So remember this feeling. Maybe you're in it right now, or maybe you've had it recently, but it is not a good feeling. It is a shit feeling to know that you've screwed up. Why? Because we forget how far we've come. Think about how far you've come, and maybe not just physically, okay, not just even, on the scale, but like mentally, you're strong as hell. You've survived this many years in your life. You're strong as hell. Let's have a reminder of that. Now, having said that, we forget about that and we think we are that action. We think we are that mess up. We think we are that failure. And kind of by design or by connection, rather, we think we're a failure. Right? You've had those moments, whether you're somebody who struggles with staying in that moment too long or somebody who struggles with just having blips of that emotion. Either way, it does pop up. That depression, the anxiety, the guilt, all those lovely, wonderful emotions that keep us stuck because we feel them, right? We think they're bad when really it's just a sign. It's just a sign. So having said that, when you feel this way, and it will happen again, I'm telling you this, what I need you to understand is, number 1, you cannot hide it. And you shouldn't want to hide it. I mean, you will want to hide it because guess what we're also really good at? Tricking ourselves into thinking it's not that bad, or tricking ourselves into thinking I can get right back on track, right? Why do we avoid the scale after we have a slip up? Because we're afraid. What are you afraid of? If you told yourself you're never going to give up, what the hell does it matter what the scale says temporarily? Right? And because we are hiding from it. We are hiding from what we did because we are judging ourselves. We think other people are judging ourselves. Maybe you think your coach is going to judge you. You're judging yourself. And it is the worst thing you can do to hide it because you are telling yourself it was wrong. But how can it be wrong if I told you it was going to happen no matter what? How could it be wrong? Who said there's wrong and right on this journey? You are assigning labels to things because of your emotions. Your emotions come and go. Your emotions are formed in your brain, right? That's where we think of our thoughts and then we connect them to or the emotions we connect to a thought. And our brain is just an organ. It's just an organ. Are you your intestines? Are you your stomach? Are you your heart? No. So by hiding it, whether it was a small slip up or you really, really, crapped the bed and fell off, you can't hide it because you are signaling to yourself that it was wrong and that you have something worth hiding. When really, guess what? You're not alone. If you look at every woman on this call right now, or you go look at every woman, you go walk down the street, you go to a mall, every single woman has felt as low as you do right now or at your lowest point. Guaranteed. Multiple times. And they will again. So you are not alone. So I'm not sure where we get this idea that we have to carry this shame from slipping up. And also look around, go to the mall and look at how many unhealthy, overweight women there are. Take a look around. And I'm not making fun of them. I'm just saying this is a universal struggle. Look around. If everybody's struggling with it, why do you think you won't? Seriously. Because we were on a roll and we felt really good and we forgot and we got cocky. Right? But everybody falls off. You cannot hide it and you cannot underplay it. Okay. Now, case in point, guess what I did the other night? I just ate a damn pizza all to myself. And it was not planned. And it was very emotionally driven. I will not go into the details. And you know what? I'm not embarrassed. I'm not ashamed. If I was, I sure as hell wouldn't be announcing it to hundreds of thousands of people, because that's how many people view this stuff that I record. And I'm sharing it with you because number one, I'm not perfect. I still slip up. And number two, it's just normal. It's normal. We have our moments, but you're not allowed to stay in those moments. And you will stay in those moments if you continue to hide those moments. When you bring them to the light, there's no more shadow. There's no more darkness. You can move forward. Half the time it is the shame we carry that all you have to do is say it out loud once to somebody who you trust, to somebody who's not going to judge you, a best friend, a spouse, your coach, a support group, right? You pick the level that you're comfortable with sharing to. And oh my God, does it feel good? Just, I did it. Moving on. It's not a big deal. Stop making it a big deal. You're literally torturing yourself. Why? You've already abused your body by overeating or by doing that or by doing whatever you did. You already abused your body once. Now, why are you torturing yourself mentally and doing it again? Move on. So please, please, please do not hide. I used to do that all the time. I used to hide in the pantry and eat because I knew I shouldn't have, and I thought the people in the house would judge me for eating so much. I used to get drive-through food on the way home, and I'd finish it in my car and I'd throw it out in the parking lot instead of bringing the evidence into the house because I didn't want to hear it again. Oh, you got that again. I didn't want to hear it. I've been there, done that. And when I owned it, I was able to get back on track faster because I didn't feel bad about it because it wasn't me. It's not who I am. It's not who you are. It's just a thing that happened. Just like the sun rose and the sun set today. You slipped up. Whoop-de-dingle-doo. You got so many other days left. Whoop-de-dingle-doo. Spell that. I don't even know. So that's number one. Rule number one. When you fall off, and you will, please, please do not hide it. Okay? There is countless, literally an infinite amount of times that this has happened before you, and it will happen after you with so many different women. So you're not alone. Please, when you hide it, you're living in your shame longer and you don't need to. So that's the first thing. Second thing. So I would say that the first thing that I just talked about, that is probably the most common thing that I see with slip ups is that we try to hide them or we try to make up for them. Right? We think, oh, you know what? I'm not going to check the scale. I'm not going to check in with anybody. I'm just going to work harder and fix it myself. And that never ends well, right? That's a whole other conversation. So that's probably the one I see the most. Now, the second one that I'm going to mention in just a second, this is one that I see as well very often, but this one I think is more damaging long term. I think the first one is damaging short term because it's stopping you from getting back on track faster. This one is what chips away at your self-esteem and is actually, I think if you continue to do this, you will be stuck forever. And that is joking about your goals, joking about your slip-ups, right? Oh, haha, did it again. Oh, you've been there. You know what it's like. Uh-oh, silly me. Haha, my belly. Joking about your body, your goals, your slip-ups. This is not a joke. Your life is not a joke. Your goals are not a joke. And if you bring humor into it, it's because you're uncomfortable. It's a coping mechanism. But if you don't take things seriously, how can you ever expect to act with purpose and passion? How can you ever ferociously go after something that's funny? Right? My goals are not funny. If I don't reach my goals, I will die before I die. That is how serious I take my goals. It is no joke. Yet we joke about our bellies. We joke about all that we eat. We joke that, we're wine drinkers. We love our ice cream at night. Like, we joke about that stuff. And I'm not saying beat yourself up for it or feel bad about it, but I'm telling you to cut out the humor. I'm asking you, do you do that? Is it sprinkled in there? Oh, for sure. For sure. I've got quite a few family members that always make fun of their weight because it's the first thing that they'll say because they're so self-conscious of it that they don't want someone else to say it first. So they say it and they make a joke about it. Like, it's okay. And realize where that humor is coming from. It is a shield. But if you shield yourself from the pain, you'll never be moved enough to take action. So please do not joke about your goals or how unhappy you are or what your body looks like or the bad habits that you have. I'm not joking about the fact that I ate that pizza. I'm not. It's funny. I mean, I can laugh with you ladies, right? It's funny because, hey, coach did it too. But I'm not laughing at it. I'm not beating myself up one little bit about it because my goals are serious. And because I did that, now I've now pushed my goals one day into the future. And that's no joke because I want them. But I made that decision. I have to live with it. And now I keep going forward. But I don't laugh at it. I don't find humor in my character flaws. I don't find humor in falling short of the woman I said I was going to be. I don't find humor in not living up to my word. That's not funny. That's dangerous. Can you see what would happen if you keep following down that path? Can you see where that leads you? No self-confidence, no self-esteem, no self-efficacy. You don't believe you're actually going to reach it because you joke about it. If you don't take it serious, why would your actions take it serious? Why would your actions show you that you can do it? Your actions won't. So if you're wondering, maybe why are my actions contradicting my thoughts? Why do I want this, but I keep doing this? Maybe there's been too much humor or a lack of seriousness. Because that is something that I do see quite a lot, right? And then, when we have the Fit Queens jump on coaching calls in the group sessions and they share their wins and how awesome they are and their non-scale victories and their scale victories. And then, people are sharing their successes and then the ladies will open up and share their struggles. Well, without a doubt, you're always going to hear one lady when she does share her struggle, she giggles while she shares it, right? Or she smiles while she says it. You guys have probably seen it or been that person, right? Haha, did it again. Because we're upset at ourselves, but we don't want to be. But you haven't figured out how not to be. And it's just not hiding. Embrace it. Expect it. And take it serious. Every slip up you make, you are one step further away from the woman that you want to be. How important is it that you become her? What are you sacrificing by doing this? What future are you giving up? Because it's very hard to give up the comforts that we know now for the things that we don't know in the future. We don't know who that future us is because we've never been her. But I can tell you it's better than right now. Because it has to be. Right? It has to be. Why are we working at it? Why are we even trying? Because you know deep down something needs to change. Something can be better. You can be better. You can be stronger. You can be healthier. You could be more confident. Whatever it is that you're looking for, it means that you're missing it now. So take your journey very serious. Catch yourself when you make jokes, when you're too lighthearted around it. And don't let other people into that shield, into that bubble of yours. Don't let other people start joking about it too. Stop them. Be like, hey, nope. Right? Because how many of us had that person in our life that when we start a diet, they say, okay, let's see how long that lasts. Or something like that. Or they joke and they tempt you with food, or they dangle, hey, you want some of this? They dangle it in your face. Come on. Don't tolerate it. Because if you took it seriously, that should make you mad. It should make you mad. This is my life. What are you doing? Don't do this to me. I need your help. It should make you mad. And not mad where you're irrationally yelling at the person, but mad enough where you set firm boundaries because you're sticking up for yourself. Because if you can't stick up for yourself and take this serious, how do you expect other people to? They change after you've changed. They change after you change. So make it easier for you to change. Stop hiding. Stop joking. Stand up for yourself. Whether that's to yourself or to others. But those are the two things that I always see keep women stuck way, way longer than they need to be. If you stub your toe, you lie on the ground crying, you shake it off and you keep walking. It's just a stub on the toe. I know, you know that second where you pause when you've stubbed your toe and you're like waiting for the pain to kick in. You're like, where is it? Here it comes. Same idea. Let the pain come. Keep walking. Keep walking. You just stubbed a damn toe. What would you tell your children? What would you tell your mom, your dad? What would you tell your sisters, your brothers, your uncles, your aunts? What would you tell them if they told you they slipped up? And say, oh, it happens. Are you back on track now? Do you need help getting back on track? What can we do to be better next time? Right? It's so obvious when it's not ourselves. We are so in our feelings and our emotions. That is why it's important for calls like this. Get out of your head. You're just on a journey. You're on a ride. The ride just happened to go a little low for a little bit, but it always goes back up. Think about the highest of the highs that you've had. It's around the corner. But you mentally torturing yourself slows the ride down. And you're in control of the speed. 100%. You are in control of the speed of the ride that you are on. Only you. So decide. Decide how quick or how slow, or if you want to stop and pause. Decide. Because it's all up to you. But please, going forward, there's no need to hide. And I don't want to hear any joking. You're important. You're worth reaching these goals. You just need to believe it too. All right, ladies. There's my rant. You got it. I hope that helped some of you guys. I hope that resonated. Maybe you can take a few little sentences away from it, or use that going forward. I see a lot of the times, we wait a couple days to share our failures because we want to be okay with them and we want to feel like we've corrected them. but you don't have to wait. No one's judging you. We all got our own fucked up problems we're focused on anyway. Nobody is judging you. We're all dealing with our own shit. We're not paying attention. So get it out for you, not for anybody else. Get it out for you. And please don't joke about your slip up. Seriously, there's no giggling. No giggling, no funny jokes, no sarcasm. Take it serious. It's the most honorable and worthy cause that you could be on. You are a hero writing your adventure right now. And it'd be a really boring book if there weren't any slip-ups. Right? You need a couple climaxes in there. You need some enemies. Right? Every single time that I feel down and I feel like a failure or overwhelmed or I'm anxious, every time those feelings pop up, I just say, you know what? This is going to be the best chapter. I'm going to look back and say that this one was the best chapter. It's going to be the most entertaining chapter. You're in the most, maybe right now you're in the most entertaining chapter yet that you can look back on with the most fondness. Seriously. Even though it doesn't feel like it, this could be the most biggest adventure yet that you want to look back on, that you want to reminisce about, that you want to be able to say, I beat it. If you found this podcast valuable, I hope you leave us a 5-star review. And if you want to learn more about the Fit Queen way of weight loss, visit www.fitqueen.com. Thank you for listening and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss another episode.